Hello all, very good evening. This is Karthik from RajCloud Technologies. I welcome you all to today's React.js webinar. So before starting the session, I just want to give some introduction about our institute and our social media handles as well. Okay. Yes, let me start with our YouTube channel. So this is our YouTube channel, Raj Informatica Real-Time Hands-On Job-Based Training. So we have almost 35.7K subscribers, and we have already uploaded like more than 420 plus videos here. 420 plus videos, like you can see here. If you just get into the video section, you can find out like many useful videos on different tools and technologies, like a data analytics program on Power BI, so cybersecurity, GCP, Snowflake, Informatica Power Center, Informatica Cloud, Azure Data Engineering, Azure Databricks, and many more. Okay, so we have uploaded like many interview discussions, and we have uploaded like many of like interview discussions and real-time scenarios, real-time project interview questions. Okay, so many courses, useful content is available here. Just visit our YouTube channel once. If you like our content, like the videos, comment on them, and if you want to get the latest updates, like whenever we upload any video, just subscribe to our channel. You'll get all the updates. I'm just sharing the YouTube channel link with you. Yes, I have shared the YouTube channel link with you. So using this link, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay. Yes. And let me share the website. Yes. So we have a website called razinformatica.com. Initially, it was Raj Informatica, and now it was renamed to Raj Cloud Technologies. You can see at left top corner, you can see here, Raj Informatica is now Raj Cloud Technologies. You can see the new name of Raj Informatica, that is Raj Cloud Technologies. On Raj Cloud Technologies, like you can just, this is our home page. If you just scroll down, you can see whatever the software trainings that we are offering here. Okay, we are offering generative AI professional certification training, React.js, artificial intelligence with machine learning using Python, Azure data engineering and Databricks, Snowflake in the combination of DBT and ADF, Informatica Power Center, Informatica Cloud IaaS IDMC. Please don't animate my screen. Just a second. Yes. Okay. So Informatica Power Center, Informatica Cloud IaaS IDMC, like SAP S4 HANA and FICO training, cybersecurity, Power BI, GCP, AWS and DevOps. Okay. Python full stack development, Python for AI and ChatGPT, Tableau, Salesforce. These are few of our trainings, and very soon, like we are going to launch AWS and AWS data engineering course as well. Okay. Keep browsing our website for all the updates. Maybe within 2 to 3 days, like you can see the new course of AWS data engineering as well. Okay. Yes. Apart from this, if you can see here, there is a section called upcoming free live sessions. So in this section, like what you can see is whatever the free live classes are available from Raj Cloud Technologies, all the classes you can access from here. Okay. That is React.js. Today you can see the today's session as well. So React.js front-end training. Okay, so session is scheduled at 8th July at 7 p.m. Join now. In the same way, tomorrow we have Informatica Cloud, and day after tomorrow we have generative AI, and on Friday, like we have Python full stack. In the same way, whatever the free live classes are available from Raj Cloud Technologies, you can see the complete links here in this upcoming free live session section. Apart from this, we have many other useful information as well in our website, like interview questions, materials, internship programs, and many more. Okay, so keep browsing our website to get the complete updates of each and every course. Okay, now let's get into the React.js program. Just give a second, please. Yeah, just go to the courses section here, and you can click on React.js development training. Okay. Yes. Here, this is the page where you can find the complete information about React.js front-end web development training. Got it? Yes, here you can see the technologies that what we are going to taught, the course unique features, after completion of courses, like what are the roles that you can apply for, okay, and what is the course content exactly, okay, the complete information you can see here. Got it? This is the complete course content that we are going to do, and upon completion of the training, like what you will be ready, and about your instructor, okay, so each and every information is available here. Got it? Yes. So within 2 minutes, I'll hand over the session to a trainer. Don't worry, just give me a moment. Okay, I just need to give an overview about the training that what we are going to deal with today. Okay, after that, like I'll hand over the session to our trainer, Jayasruthi Garu. So from there, like she'll hand over. Okay, yes. So this is a React.js front-end web development training. Okay, and this course duration is 60 plus days. This course duration is 60 plus days. Okay, so if you can stay till end of the session, you are going to get some special offer to be unlocked at the end of the session. Okay, just stay connected. You are going to get the best offer on the course price. Got it? Yes. The course duration is 2 months, and 60 plus hours of training will be delivered to you. Okay, and the class timings will be evening. Okay, every day evening 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Okay, 1.5 hour session will be delivered. Okay, so on each and every day from Monday to Friday, we'll be having a classes. 5 days a week. 5 days a week we'll be having a classes. Okay, and in this program we are going to deal with around 6 plus projects. Okay, 6 plus projects that we are going to deal with, and we are also going to deal with 10 plus of assignments. 10 plus assignments that you are going to deal with. Got it? And each and every session we are going to record, and we are going to share it with you. Okay, each and every session we are going to record, and we are going to share it with you, and you can access these recordings for lifetime. Okay, you can access these recordings for lifetime. There is no validity for these recordings. Got it? And the batch is starting soon. So like very soon I'll just give the update about the starting data as well. Within 2 to 3 days, like mostly like we'll start the batch. Okay, just stay connected till end of the session. You are going to get the complete information as well. Got it? And the course highlights and about the payment methods, about the course fee and everything, I'll discuss at the end of the session. Okay, the actual course price is 15,000 rupees. The actual course price is 15,000 rupees, but today we have some special offer. So just to stay connected till end of the session, you are going to unlock the price as well. Okay, before handovering the session, I just need some information from your end. That is your name, and WhatsApp number. Please share your name and WhatsApp number in the chat box. We are going to share the today's session recording, and we are also going to share the React.js WhatsApp group link. So many people, I think you have already joined the WhatsApp group. Okay, so if you haven't joined yet, just drop your name and WhatsApp number here. You are going to join the React.js real-time project discussion group, where many React.js professionals are available, trainers are available for you to discuss the things, and where the opportunities are available right now, and what are the doubts you are getting. Okay, each and everything we are going to discuss in this group. Okay, and about the RaskCloud technologies updates also, you can get it in this group. Okay, just stay connected and share your name and WhatsApp number within 1 minute. Okay, I'm just like starting a clock as well. Okay, within 1 minute, we'll just take a sharp 1 minute break. We will just take a sharp 1 minute break, and we'll start the session. So in this 1 minute, you just start sharing your name and WhatsApp number in the chat box. Okay, you can start sharing your name and WhatsApp numbers in the chat box, please. Yeah, almost I got all the details. Yeah, keep sharing. So if you haven't dropped your name and WhatsApp number, please drop your name and WhatsApp number. I'll be handovering the session to our trainer, Jayasruthi garu. Yeah, thanks for sharing your contacts. I'm handovering the session to our trainer, Jayasruthi garu. Yeah, if you haven't shared, you can keep sharing. The chat is open for everyone. You can keep sharing. Shruti garu, over to you, please.
Thank you, Karthik. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Can you please confirm? Am I audible to everyone? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for confirming. So let me share my screen. So yeah, guys, a very good evening to everyone, and thanks for joining the demo session today. So, let me introduce myself in the first place, and then let me continue with the demo, right? So, let me share my presentation. Yeah. So myself, I'm Jayasruthi. I have around 8 years of experience with the front-end development. So I have actually worked with different frameworks, starting from AngularJS, and currently I'm working with the React.js and Next.js as a current tech stack. I'm also a full-stack engineer, right? So I have worked with many clients, corporate clients, and like I'm also into the training industry for the past 4 years. Okay, so that is all about me. And yeah, let's start with the session. So what we are going to discuss in this demo is let us first understand what is front-end development. I also want you to be interacting through the chat. Okay. At the end of my demo, I'll also be enabling the access for your video and audio so that you can have like the discussion one-on-one. Okay. For now, you if you have any questions, you can stop me there and you can ping me in the chat. Okay. If you have any questions or if there is some interaction, please do it on the chat. Okay. So first, let us understand like what is front-end development, right? And what are the modules we are going to cover in this React.js course? And what is the scope and advantages of learning React.js, right? So before starting any technology, you should be learning what is the scope, what is the job market available, and what will be the outcomes of the learning and where you will be placed after this course, right? So we'll also be understanding what is the scope and advantages of React.js. And I'll also a short demo like how the session will go on, right? So how I'd be teaching, like how it would be like theory or is it going to be a hands-on? Just to understand, I'll go through a very small topic today. That is like we will be discussing about what is React.js, how we are going to install React.js, and like we'll be discussing about something called as components. I'll take you through what is components and all, right? And we'll also be creating a very simple component and we'll be creating our first React application today, right? So that is what we are going to discuss in this demo. So before starting, I just want to understand about your background, right? Like I just want to understand, are you from circuit branches or non-circuit branches? Like let's say, are you from a CS background or from a non-CS background? What is your programming background? Just to understand where you are and give you an understanding like how you can take through this course, right? So yes, like can you give me your background, guys? Like what is your background? Is it technical or non-technical? Are you working or you're a college student? Can you just give me a background in just 1 minute? Can you please drop it in the chat? Just to make you understand, like take you through the course, okay? Just for that purpose. This is entirely like it's a beginner friendly course. You don't need to worry if you're from a non-technical background, okay? No matter what, like no issues at all. So you can just share me your background so that I'll get to know about you. I'll take you along with that. Right? So can you please drop it in the chat? Kindly respond so that like I can actually understand what you guys are up to. Okay, so Saurabh, you're a WordPress developer. Okay, obviously, so you might know what is front-end development. Good to know. Abdul, you're from commerce background. Great, great. Neha, you're already a software developer. That's great. Praveen, okay, you're an Angular developer. So you may give a lot of insights to all of your peers, right? Web developer Preeti Kumari. Okay, great. Great, great. So like it's a mix of participants, right? Like I could see most of you are from technical background as well as like few are from non-technical like mechanical engineering, commerce background. Yes, good to know. Okay. So yeah. So let's go through like what we are going to discuss in this front end development. Okay. Thanks for responding, guys. Thanks. If you want to ping in the chat, you can still continue pinging in the chat. I'll go through your chat once like I'm done, right? Okay. So let me go through the next thing. So yeah, what is front end development, right? So may I know like why you have actually shown interest in this course? Like you have seen beautiful websites, right? And also if you open LinkedIn, if you open Naukri, there are a lot of job openings for a React.js developer or let's say Next.js developer or even a front end developer. Even for a JavaScript developer, you have a lot of like requirements, right? Sunil, I hope you have asked a question. I'll cover all these questions in the demo. Okay, so once it's done, I'll give you the access for your audio also. You can ask everything. So I'll be giving everything like what is the scope of React, what you can do after React, everything I'll be discussing in the coming upcoming session. Okay, so let me go take you through the demo first, and then let's discuss the other things. Yeah. So yeah, what is front end development, right? So you would have heard about full stack web development, right? So uh, full stack web development is going to cover front end as well as back end. So let me be clear, this course is going to cover only the front end part. Okay, so we are not going to discuss anything about the server side. So like when I mentioned, like I told you, like there is something called as a full stack web development, right? So let me take you through what is full stack development and what is the scope of front end development there. Okay, so let me share my screen. I hope my whiteboard is visible. So you take any website, right? Like let's say you take Amazon website or any web application, let's say LinkedIn or let's say web WhatsApp or any kind of web application. Okay, we're not talking about mobile application. There are two different domains. Okay, one is mobile application and one is web development. So whatever you see on the browser, that is on your system or let's say on your mobile phone through the browser. Okay, let's discuss about what can be viewed on a browser. Okay, we're not discussing anything about the mobile application development. It's purely web app development. Okay, anything which you are viewing on your browser is what we are going to build. So any web application is going to have two layers, I could say. Okay, two parts of an application are there. So first one is your front end, and there is something called as a backend. So our scope is not on backend, but let me introduction of what backend, because you will be working like with APIs. You'll be getting data from backend, so you have to have some knowledge about backend. Okay, it's not like we are going to dive deep into backend, but you will be having some basics about backend, what is backend, how it works, and the other things. Okay, so but what we are going to focus now is the front end part. Okay, so this front end, okay, is what the user interacts with. Okay, so let me open an Amazon web application or any website. Okay, any website which you will be using on a day-to-day basis. So this is what you are going to build in future. Okay, or you will be also creating capstone project like a e-commerce application or and fitness application or something. Okay, but this is what a front end is, right? So I told you that a front end is something which the user interacts with, right? So what the user is going to interact with this application, can you give me some input? Like what are the interactions I can have with this application? Can you give some examples? What kind of interactions can I have with this application Amazon? What kind of interactions I can have? Like what are the actions you do with this website? Yes, you can search for products. Exactly. You can go and type in the products, right? So there are different components in this application, right? Like Xbox, you can see a button, you can see images, you can see text, right? You can see hyperlinks, you can see different layouts, right? Like whatever content is there, it is placed in a certain format, right? It is placed in certain layout. You can see drop down buttons, right? When I click this, you can see the dropout options. You can see images and links, right? So all of these, the components where the user can interact with the web application to do some certain task. Okay, it can be searching a product, or it can be placing an order, or it can be like just seeing what is the future features of the products, or viewing the reviews of the product. Okay, so it can be different tasks. Okay, but what the user is going to interact with the web application is, we call this as components. Okay, so front end development is majorly going to help you, or it is going to help you in build these components, right? So you will be seeing how to create these components like text box, or how you're going to place this image, where to place the image, right? So you can see there is a layout, right? Like you can see the footer part, you can see the navbar here, you can see a slider here, and you can see a like the divisions are there, right? So all these things could be created using different technologies. I cannot say that this can be created only using React. Okay, no, we'll be using different combination of technologies for creating the whole of the application, right? So that is what front end development means. Okay, now I told you like front end is whatever is the user is facing, right? Whatever we are interacting is what is front end. Now, what could be backend then? Backend is a place where you will be having your data, okay, from where the data is being served, okay, which you cannot see, which the user cannot see, right? It is storing the data somewhere, it is fetching the data to your front end and doing some stuffs, right? So you will be discussing about backend also, some essentials of backend, but will not be diving deep into the backend. So the scope is for full stack web development. Okay, now coming back to front end, like from this, like what did you understand with front end development? May I know, guys, like what is your understanding what front end does? Is it going to save data, or is it going to interact with the user? What it is meant for? Can you please respond in the chat? I just want to understand, is everything clear? If it is clear, I'll move on with the next part. Yes, exactly. So it is going to interact with the user. Okay, you're going to perform certain tasks. Okay. Now I'll take you through what are the technologies used, okay, and what each technology is meant for. Okay. So when we discuss about front end, right, I told you we are going to discuss about React.js. Okay, that is obvious. But before learning React.js, if you want to create a very simple web page, let's say Wikipedia, right? Even Wikipedia is a web application, right? Even if you want to create a very simple static web application without any user interaction, okay, that is, let's say you're not searching for any product, you're not placing any order, nothing. You're just viewing the data. You're just viewing the web page also. You need to learn some technologies. So the first and foremost is HTML. Okay, HTML is hypertext markup language. We'll be discussing all the modules like in brief. I'm just giving the overview what each technology is going to do, right? So what HTML is going to give you a structure for your page. Okay, that is, I'm just going to put my data. So I can say this HTML is similar to a Word document. Okay, so now let's say I'm just opening a Word document. This is what is the purpose of Word document? You just put your data, you just have your content, you just share it with your peers who wants to understand what is this document for. The same thing is done by HTML. Okay. Now let's say I'm going to give my introduction. So I'm just going in, let me zoom in a bit. So I'm just going to give my name. Okay. Let's say I'm giving my years of experience. Okay, and I'm giving my description. Okay, say for example, there is a paragraph for a description and I'm my LinkedIn profile. Okay, say for example, this is a content I want to share with you. Now, the same thing you're going to do with the HTML document as well, right? So when I do it with a HTML document, right, I'm just creating the content for my web page. Okay, I'm just placing my content. So now can you tell what type of content is this? Like even in a Word document, you have this, right? Like this can be placed as a heading, right? Let's say I'm going to make it as a bold. I'm just going to put it as a heading. And let's say this is going to be my experience is going to be again a heading, and description will be a paragraph, right? So let's say you have some description over here, which is a paragraph, and my LinkedIn profile will be a link, right? So if I want to share my profile with you, I'll be sharing a HTTP link over here, right? So it will be HTTP, let's username, .linkedin something, okay? So this is going to be a link, right? So all these things Okay, all these things is organized as a Word document, right? But when I want to share it with you, how will I share it? I may share it through an email, or I may share it through as a WhatsApp document. In that form, I can share it. Okay, so it can be seen only by the person to whom I'm sharing with, right? Now, you can ask me then, what is the purpose of web page, right? So web page is something which is published on the web, right? Everyone can see once they get that HTTP link. So that's the purpose where like people started using HTML, right? So the same purpose of a Word document, but the difference, you can publish it online, you can publish it on the web. Anyone with that link, okay, once you have done the publishing, you'll get the link, right? Let's say Amazon.in or let's say Wikipedia.org. Once people are getting access to the link, they can see whatever information you have shared on the web page, right? So the same thing is done by HTML. So I can say HTML is similar to a Word document, which is used to put your content, okay, which is used to organize your content. You can create different types of content. It can be a heading, it can be a paragraph, it can be a list, like you have bulletins, right? You have a list. You can write links, you can put images, you can put videos. So this is going to help you in structuring your web page. Okay, web page is also a document. We call it as a web document. So that is the purpose of having HTML, right? We will be seeing in detail like what is HTML, what are HTML tags and other stuffs. Okay. So like as a summary, I can say HTML does what? It is just going to structure your document. Okay. So that is what your HTML is meant for. Now coming to the next, right? So next is your CSS. So CSS is something which does with the styling part. Now, when I said like when I'm organizing my document, I have no formatting. I have like nothing appealing, right? Like everything I have to put it in a same page, right? So now if you want to style it, let's say I want to have the heading in this color. Okay, I want to have in this font size. Okay, I want to place the image in this place. I want to put it in the left. I want to put it in the center. I want to put it in the right. Or let's say I want to create this layout, right? So I can see 4-column structure here, and each column is having different images, right? Here you can see 4 images. Here you can see 1. Here you can see 4. The format is different, right? So when you want to create this styling, right? So we call this as styling. That is, you're making the web page appealing, right? Like making it more user interactive and making it like appear good, okay, for the user interaction. So that is done by CSS. Okay, so we will also be discussing about the CSS module. What is CSS? Like how we'll be creating the layouts. We'll be discussing about box model, flex boxes, grid. Okay, and also we'll be seeing like how to make it mobile friendly, right? So when you view the web page in browser, even though if it is a phone or even though if it is a desktop, it should be looking good, right? So we will be seeing how to create mobile friendly web applications. Okay, so all these things will be covered in your CSS. So CSS is going to deal with your styling part. Now, the very important thing before learning any JavaScript framework, okay, let's say you have React or let's say you have Angular or any kind of front-end framework, JavaScript is very important, right? Even if you want to become a full stack developer, a MERN stack developer, or a mean stack developer, or MVN stack developer, anything, okay, you should be very good at your JavaScript, right? So now, yeah, Kausalya, you're right. So JavaScript is going to give that interactivity to your page. So whatever we are creating so far is static. I cannot do any kind of operation. Like when I give some text and when I give enter, it won't do anything because it's static. Okay, because we didn't write a program to tell what to do after a button click, or let's say what to do after searching certain product, right? So to give that functionality, right, to give your web page a dynamic behavior, you are going to use JavaScript. So JavaScript module is very, very important. So we'll be discussing from the basics to ES6. Okay, there is something called as ES6. ES6 is very, very important. Okay, only if you know ES6, you can learn React.js. So I'll be telling you what is ES6, like what is JavaScript basics, everything in detail in the session. Okay, so JavaScript is very, very essential to learn React. Without JavaScript, you cannot learn React. Okay, please keep that in mind. Okay, now let's deep dive into React. Okay, the very important part, the very important framework. So I could say why we are actually using React.js. Okay, there is already JavaScript, right? Like we have JavaScript already. Then why do I need to like use AngularJS, or why do I need to use React or Next.js? There comes a question, right? Can anyone answer that? Why to use frameworks when you have JavaScript with you? Why to use a framework, any framework? Like people are working with Angular and all, right? I think you guys can answer it very well. Why to use a framework like React or Angular or Next.js when you have JavaScript? What is the purpose? Or let's say, what is a drawback of using JavaScript when JavaScript can do everything? Yes, to simplify, exactly. To create single page application, great. More technical answers. Yes, see, basically, JavaScript can do everything, but the effort doing with JavaScript is going to be higher. Okay. And React has a lot of advantages over JavaScript. Okay. Over the traditional JavaScript, there is a lot of boilerplate code. And like we have many things called as DOM and all, which we'll be discussing. Okay. So what is the advantage? Everything I'll be discussing now. Okay. So let's see why to use React.js. Okay, what will be the advantage of using React.js? Okay, so I'm just taking you through what I have already discussed. So I told you already, front end is the user facing part. So you'll be using different technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React for building a front end application. Okay, now let's discuss about React.js, right? So I told you that React.js is a library which is used for building these user interfaces. So obviously, by the name itself, it is built on top of JavaScript. Okay, so it was actually developed by Facebook. Earlier we called it as Facebook. Now it is Meta. Okay, so there are a lot of features and scope for React.js. I'll take you through the very important ones now. Okay, so let me calm down. So first things first, like why React actually became popular around let's say 2017 or 18 is they refined the concept of using document object model. Okay, there is something called as a DOM. Okay, so you can think a DOM is the structure of your web page. Okay, let's say for example you have a web page. Okay, let's say this is my web page. You have welcome. Let's say you're logging into some web application. Let's say you have welcome user. Once you're giving sign in, there is a button called as sign in or sign up something. And click this button. Okay, let's say the username is going to change to your name. Okay, let's say once I give sign in after like my Google sign in and everything, the name is going to be updated on the page as Jayasruthi. Right? Let's take this very simple scenario. Right. So this needs to happen, right? If this needs to happen, everything works under the binner, that is under your HTML, you have some structure called as a DOM. Okay, I'll be taking you through all the algorithms. Like there is something called as diffing, like there are many algorithms associated with it. We'll discuss everything in the course, but as an overview, if I could say the major advantage of React is how it handles DOM, right? How it is going to update your web page for each single interaction the user is going to have. So that is very important why React is very popular, right? So this is my web page. I told you that once I click a button, there is some update which is happening on the web page. Now let's say I have two states. Okay, that is I have two like states with this application. What is the first state? What is the initial state? The web page is displaying the username as welcome user. And after the user interaction, what is the user interaction here? A button click, right? After the user interaction, what is the update happening? What is the final state? It is updating the web page to the username. That is welcome Jayasruthi, right? So this is my initial state and this is my final state, right? So if this needs to happen, right? If this needs to happen, what are the elements I have in this document? I have a heading, I have a button. That's all, right? So I have two elements. So these two elements, if it needs to be shown on the browser, it will be first represented as a DOM. Okay. So it is like a data structure. Okay. You can think it is like a program which is running behind. Once that gets loaded, you can see the output in the browser, right? So now, what is the initial state? So I'm having a heading with the text. What is the text? Welcome user, right? So initially you have the text as user and then you have a button which is having the text as sign in. Okay. So this is the initial state. So after the interaction, what will be the text now? What will be the text on heading? It will be the username, right? So heading. So this is like after. This is like before. Yeah. So now what will be the text? It will be my username. Okay. And the button, let's say it is going to show a sign out. Okay. Once the user has signed in, you should change it as sign out, right? So there is some change happening in your web page, right? So if that change needs to happen, it should happen on the DOM. So imagine DOM will look like this. Okay, it will looking like a tree structure. Now that has to update. Now, this is a very simple application, right? But when you're working with Amazon or any kind of complex application, there will be a lot of updates happening on the DOM, right? Like not only a single change, there will be a lot of changes happening in the DOM. So how long it is going to take to make that update is very important in real time, right? So if a page is loading for a long time, or if it is taking a long time to update the web page or load a web page, will we use that web application? Obviously, no, right? So your traditional JavaScript does it very slowly. Okay, I don't complain it, okay, because that is how JavaScript works, right? So that is how the traditional JavaScript works. But in the case of React, you have something called as a virtual DOM. Okay, there is something called as a virtual DOM, or we call it as a React DOM. So all the updates will be happening through this React DOM, which uses an algorithm called as diffing algorithm. Okay, we will be discussing everything in detail. But as an overview, if you ask me like why is React popular, why I should learn React, why it is used widely in industries, is the reason is this. Okay, the major reason is this because it uses virtual DOM. It does the updates very quickly using an algorithm called as diffing algorithm. Okay, so I'll take you through in the course. Okay, this is just an overview why React is very popular. So what this React DOM will do, no? Like it will be having a snapshot of the previous state. Okay, what is the snapshot of the previous state? This one, right? The username and the sign in button. It will take the snapshot and it will check where the changes actually needed. Okay, let's say this web application is having several other components, several other images. Do I need to update those images? No. The changes which is going to take place is only on the heading and only on the button. The other part of the place is untouched, right? The other part of the document is untouched. I'm not going to update anything there. Virtual DOM is going to identify where the change is happening. It identifies there, it goes and updated there, and only that changes is reflected to your final state. Okay, it won't reload the whole document again. It won't reload the images again. The previous state will be maintained so that it will be faster. Okay, so that is what virtual DOM does. It will just update the places where it actually needs to. Won't reload the whole document again, like how your JavaScript DOM does. So that is a very like the popular thing with it, why it became popular. Okay, so virtual DOM, and also you have any other concepts with this called as states, props, how you interact with data, how these changes is happening. There are a lot more things to be like discussed in the actual session. Okay, so this is a major like advantage of using React.js. Okay, the virtual DOM part. I hope I'm clear. If you have any questions up to this, guys? Understood like why was React popular? Like what was a breakthrough with React, which is not there in let's say with even with Angular, we don't have that thing, right? Like you don't have something called as virtual DOM, and you don't have a component architecture and stuff. Okay, so the major advantage is your virtual DOM, right? If you have any questions, you please do let me know, guys. Kausalya, yeah, thanks for confirming, Kausalya. Others? If you have any questions, you can please let me know. Yeah. Okay, guys, right. So that was the first thing, right? So, and also the next thing is with component-based architecture, right? So, like those who have already built some project or anything, like, building a whole project is very difficult, right? Like breaking into parts will actually give you modularity, and hence you can reuse the code efficiently, right? I cannot this, okay. Sure, sure, sure. Like, I think someone is not able to like attend the lecture. Please go through the recording. If you have any questions, you can please let me know. Yes, yes, Seema. I'll show you like what are the remote options available. Everything I'll cover in the session. Please stay through the session. I'll take you through the job market also. But let me give you a short demo on React.js. Then we'll move on to what is the scope of React.js. What are the types of job you can actually apply for? Everything I'll take you through. But please stay through the session. Okay, so there are many other advantages I could say. Okay, like the another thing is the component based architecture. Okay, so whatever you're building, no, like you can write it as a component. Okay, say for example, you're creating an Amazon application, right? So if you build any e-commerce application, you have the same format, right? You have the same navbar, you have the banner, like you have different layouts, you have the product. the layout is going to be the same, right? You can simply create a component. You can use it in minutes, okay? You can use it in some other application also. So it is, we call it as a component based architecture. Okay. So in fact, right, like people, like most of your CS background, right? Like, you know, already like what is oops, what is class, what is functions and all, right? You're going to use the same simple concepts. You're going to use a very simple HTML syntax for creating React application. Okay. So for learning React also, it will be easy. The path will be easier because it is more of like your HTML and CSS, HTML and JavaScript put together. So you don't need to put any extra efforts for React if you know JavaScript very well. Okay, so I'll take you through a quick demo. Okay, I don't want to discuss like React does this, React does that. Okay, I'll just take you through a very short demo and I'll tell you my sessions, whatever I'm taking, it will be fully hands-on. Okay, like just to make you introduce with React.js, I'm just giving you all these technical stuffs. But once we get into the section, every module will be having like a lot of hands-on will be happening. Every day you'll be getting some tasks. And at the end of every module, you'll be doing a small project. Okay, after completing React, you will be doing 3 different projects. Okay, like I'll take you through once the course is starting. Okay, 3 projects for React with state management, without state management, and how you're going to work with component-based architecture. So there will be a lot of hands-on only. It will not go like theory. Okay, since it's an introductory thing, you should understand what is what. No, that's why I'm giving you all these details. But it won't be like this for the session. It will be fully hands-on, right? um I'll take you through everything. Okay, like what is the scope of React? Can AI take over React.js developer role? I'll tell you. Okay, you all these things in the coming thing. Okay, just I'll give you a very short demo how you create your React app. What is a component? Okay, how you create component? What are the different component you can create and how you can run your React application? Okay, so if you have your laptops with you, what you can do today is you can install Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'll be using Visual. I'm putting in the chat. This is the editor code. Okay, this is not a like, compiler or an interpreter. Okay, it's purely a editor where you write your program. Okay, just install this Visual Studio Code and you have to install Node.js. I'll be taking you through the installation of Node.js. It is time consuming process, so I'm just skipping that now. So being said that I have Visual Studio Code and Node.js, you can do this thing. Okay, so yeah. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to pull a folder. Let's say new folder. So I'm going to say test project. So I'm going to create my React application inside this folder. So what I do now is I get inside my Visual Studio Code. That is my code editor. And I'm just going to put my folder. I'm just opening that folder on my Visual Studio Code. Right. And you just need to run a set of commands for like initially setting up your React application. Okay, we'll be discussing what is npm, what is npx, everything in detail. So this is just to make you understand how simply you can actually create a React application. Okay, so just you need to give this command. I'm just to be npx create React -app and your application name. So let's say Raj info. Okay. So you can see 3 parts of the command, right? npx, create React app, and Raj info, right? So npx, create React app is the command. And the third part, that Raj info, is the project name which you're going to give. Okay, so I'm just going to create it over here. npx, create -react -app, and the name of your project. So let's say Raj info. So once you give this command, it will give you, it will install all the dependencies. Okay, you don't need to write uh Praveen, I'll take you through this. Okay, like you can actually set up all the dependencies. You can pull your npm dependencies and do it. It's actually deprecated just for ease. Okay, just for making you guys understand like what will be the folder structure. I'm just taking you through this npx create React app. Okay, but it's deprecated. I'll take you through how you can do it from the scratch. Okay, not even using npm. Like I'll tell you how you can actually set up your React application from scratch. Right. So like you have few dependencies to run your React applications. Okay, so that is what this command will do. The important thing, what I can tell you is 2 things. Screen is not visible. Guys, is my screen visible? I hope my screen is visible. Amir says he is not able to see it. Yeah. Shubham, there are a lot of options how you can actually create. Okay, I'm just taking the standard way of creating your React application. Okay, so there are a lot of ways. I actually deprecated means it's actually not in use now, Mohammed. Okay, like when you go to the industry side, people may not use this. Okay, I'll actually take you through how you actually take it from the scratch. You can actually pull the dependencies. You can install it one by one using npm. You can create your dependency files. Everything is there, but it will take time. Okay, so that's why I'm skipping it for now, but that will be covered later in your sessions. Okay, but for now, for you to see how React works, how you create a very simple React application, you can follow this. Okay, but this is not how it is done in real time when you go for your project deployment. Okay, that process will be different. I'll tell you that because it's time consuming. I'll do it in the later part when we start the course, right? So as you can see here, like your installation is completed, it's done quickly. Okay, so now if you want to run your application, you just need to get inside your project. So this is my project. You can see it has created a lot of packages here, right? Before we have done this, nothing was there. Now you can see node modules, public folder, src. Okay, so node module will be having the dependencies like your React DOM. I told you, right, the very important guy, React DOM. The package will be installed inside this node modules. You have your React scripts, you have your Babel transpiler, everything over in your node module. So I'll tell you what is a Babel, what is transpiling process, everything. Okay, your Synon, or let's say you are using Cypress or any kind of frameworks, everything will go inside your node modules. Okay, so we'll be discussing in deep about npm, what is npm, what it does. At that time, you'll understand what is this node modules folder. But now what I want you to focus is, let's first run the application. Just give your project name. So if you see the terminal, just give cd, your project name, Rajinfo. And to run your React application, you just need to give npm start. So once you give this, your React application will be running on your local server. Okay, that is on your application, on your system. It will be running on the port number 3000. If you want to change this also, we can do it. That we'll be discussing in the later part. See, did I do anything? Did I write any code for creating this application? Did I create any logo? Nothing. I did nothing. Okay, everything is pulled from that create React app npx thing. Okay. Don't need to worry about this from where it is coming. So if you look at you will see this index.html. I told you already, anything you want to put in your web page, it should be structured using HTML document. So let me open this HTML file. So can you see anything here? Like whatever content you see on that page, it should actually come from this HTML file. Okay. So can you see that thing? Like, do you see any image? Like there is an image, there is a heading, there is a link, right? So as per what I discussed, it should actually come from a HTML document because that is what it gives you a structure, right? So are you seeing any link over here or any image which is being placed? Can you see anything from this HTML? Is there anything here which is related to the output which you're seeing? Even if I remove this, okay, so I just want you to focus on this body part. Okay, let me remove all these comments. Actually, this is a comment. Okay, I'm saving it. Okay, it will actually reload automatically, but let me refresh. But are you seeing any kind of, like, let's say, let's say you have an image or you're having this text or you're having this link, nothing is actually coming from your HTML file, right? Everything comes from your JavaScript file. Okay, so this is just your boilerplate for loading your like your HTML tags or JSX tags to this HTML document. Okay, nothing comes from here. Okay, that's what I want you to say. But I just want you to look at this div. Okay, this div container, it has an ID root. Okay, so now let's see where this content is coming from. You just need to open your src folder and get inside your index.js file. Okay, so now here you can see there is something called as React DOM.create root. Okay, and you're selecting the element by ID root. That is, you're just picking that div container which we created empty in that HTML document with the name root, right? So whatever you're going to render from this JavaScript file, okay, will be put inside that div container. So that is how the content is placed. Again, so can you see that images link anything here on the index.js file? So usually any entry point would be an index file. Okay, anything which wants to be loaded in your output, no, it will be coming from the index file. That is index.html or index.js or index.css. Index file is your entry point. So now I'm inside the JavaScript file. I told all the contents is coming from JavaScript file. But again, does this JavaScript file has any HTML element which you see in the output? Do we have anything here? No, right? Again, we don't have anything here, right? I have pinged that command in the chat. I'll give it again. Just give me a minute. This is the command for installing your React application. Yes, Anu, like I told you already, it's deprecated just for time being, okay, because we cannot pull all the dependencies now because the demo time is very short, right? I have used create React app. It does quickly, right? So just for, like this is not the actual session. You will be seeing how you pull the dependencies, how you create a CRA template from scratch. Okay, how you create your dependency file, everything we'll be discussing. It is a time consuming thing. I'll be discussing that. Right. So where did I leave? So this is where I left, right? So again, your file is not coming from index.js. It's actually rendered from app file. Okay. So again, you can see this inside tags. It is like your HTML only. We call it as a JSX element. Okay. Please don't worry if you didn't understand these technical terms. I'm just taking you through the folder structure, how you can create a very simple application. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is even your entry point is not having none of your HTML elements which you see in your output. So it's actually coming from a file called as app.js. So if you get inside your app.js, you can actually see the content. So here you can see the heading, right? That edit, save to reload, you have an image tag and you have that link over here. So the actual content is coming from your JS file, that is app.js file. Okay. Now, tell me one thing, like people who know JavaScript and people who know HTML already, is there any way in JavaScript I can write HTML inside a function? Okay, inside a JavaScript function like this. Is there any way I could write it? This is for people who like already know some basics about HTML and JavaScript. No need to know React, but can you do this with JavaScript? Can I write a tag straight away inside a function and like put it on my DOM? Is it possible with JavaScript? Is it possible? It's actually not possible. Okay, but in React, we write it way that makes it very simpler. Anu, I told you already. Okay, I think you have to listen to me carefully. I told you you can actually pull the dependencies. It will be shown in the actual session. Okay, because it will take time. I want the people who are actually starting from the basics to understand the demo. Okay, so that's why I have taken the deprecated version so that I can show them how the project works. I don't want to make it complicated in the very first session. Okay, I hope you understood. Right? It's not the latest version. I'll be discussing server-side components also. Okay. The command is just deprecated. Okay. Whatever I'm teaching you now is whatever is there in React only I'm teaching you. Okay. Just the command, just the installation part is what I'm using is just for making it easier. Okay. So it doesn't mean that I'm actually teaching older version. Okay, guys, please don't misinterpret. I'm not teaching you the older version. I've just taken a command which is deprecated, which is still in use. Okay. But they don't recommend it. That's all. Okay. Which won't be used in real time. For your personal use, you can use this command. Okay. When you go to your project, how you create React app will be different. That I'll tell you in the actual session. Okay. I inform you deprecated doesn't mean it is removed. Okay. It is not suggested to use. That's all. Okay. So it is not that I'm teaching you the older version of React. Please don't mislead, guys. Okay. Right. So yeah. So whatever I'm writing in this component, okay, we call these as components. Okay. So as you can see, this app, right, it is a functional component. In React, you can actually write component in two different ways. One is functional component and one is class components. So if you ask me like, Shruti, are you going to teach about functional components or class components? I'll be teaching both. Okay. You may ask me, don't tell me like I'm teaching the older version of React class component. No. Okay. I could say I have worked with a project which was using purely class components starting from 2017. It's still live. Okay. So there are few situations where your project will be using both a combination of class components and functional components. So it doesn't mean that functional components is good over class components. No. Okay. In real time, the situation could be anything. Okay. So they'll be using both. So you need to learn both. Okay, I'll be discussing hooks also. I'll be discussing server-side components. Every advanced thing in functional components also I'll be discussing, and everything which was there already, that is your class components, lifecycle methods, how you work with class components routing, those things also we'll be discussing. So we'll be discussing both, but functional components will be having more focus than class components, but we'll be discussing both, right? So what I want you to mention here is everything which is being rendered on your browser comes from component. Okay, so anything I want to build on the React application will be built as a component, like separate components, right? So let's say header component, let's say body, let's say footer, everything will be created as separate JavaScript files, or let's say separate components, and it will be rendered. So when I write this, I'll be writing as a simple HTML syntax only. Okay, you're not going to write any new syntax. Okay, it will be a combination of HTML and JavaScript. We call it as JSX. Okay, it's like a combination of your HTML plus your XML. Okay, you'll see what is XML, what is JavaScript, everything. But to make you understand, like it is going to be more like your HTML plus JavaScript code. Okay, it will be like that. We'll be using states, we'll be using props, we'll be using hooks for managing your state. Okay, so all the using these things, you'll be bringing that dynamism to your web application. So let's say if I want to update this content, I'm just removing whatever is there, and I'll just place a H1 tag. Okay, H1 is just a heading. I'm just giving welcome Jayasruthi, for example. And if I just save it, the change will be updated to your screen. So you can see all the content is replaced by this H1 element, right? So simply you're going to write it as a JSX. Okay, we call it as JSX, which will look like your HTML plus JavaScript. Okay, so this is what a component means. We'll be seeing different ways of creating component and how we handle data from this component. Okay, so I think you guys would have already gone through my like curriculum. Like, let me take you through it. So that's all with my demo. I just want you to take through what are the modules and what are the contents we'll be discussing. If you want to add on something, or if you want to understand whether this will be discussed, you can let me know. Okay, so we'll be starting with HTML. Okay, CSS, JavaScript. Again, I told, right, you'll be in JavaScript. Again, you have to learn ES6 conventions. So yes, Shubham, there are some warnings. Yes, you're right. So we'll see those things, technical things later. Okay. So I just wanted you guys to understand just with the JSX part and what is a component. Okay. So in the advanced topics, we'll be discussing about your ES6 concepts. Okay. Along with this, we'll also be working with certain JavaScript projects. Okay. I'm talking about pure JavaScript projects. Okay. Or vanilla JS projects. Like where you'll be creating some fake servers and you'll be interacting with data as well. Okay, so we'll be also working with APIs. Don't think that we are just going to work with front end, why to work with APIs. You'll also have an understanding what is API, how API works in real time, and how to use it with your application. Okay, and like coming on to next, we'll be discussing about React.js and what is components, like what is the future scope of React.js, how you can scale up to Next.js. Those things also will be like, just I'll give you an overview, but we're not going to discuss about Next.js. Okay, that is a different part of the course. Okay, in this course, we are going to stop with React.js. Okay, but we'll give some introduction with Next.js if time permits. Okay, so JSX, I told you again, right? Like what is components, both type of components we'll be seeing. Okay, your class components as well as functional components, how routing works. Okay, so how you're giving the navigation, how you create single page applications with React applications, and very importantly, hooks. Okay, most of the hooks will be covered. Okay, like you have different hooks, right? Like you context hooks, like how you are going to create like a Redux application using Redux libraries. Okay, Redux is something with your state management. Okay, you will one day understand after learning state management. Okay, like what are states and all. We'll understand what is state management. State management is like kind of bit advanced from React.js. Okay, so Redux, your state management tools, Redux.js toolkit, and how you do testing with React.js, like Jest, Enzyme, Cypress. So we'll see different libraries for testing also. Okay, so you can go through this link for the course content, and also we'll be seeing the new features which they have come up with the recent versions of React. Okay, like the server side components, what is lazy dynamic loading, everything we'll be discussing. Okay, so this is the overview of the like contents which we'll be discussing further. Okay, project setup connecting with backend. Yes, Shubham, we'll also be doing that. I told you, right? I'll also give you an brief how you work with APIs. We have a lot of fake APIs. like let's say Unsplash or something, the Open Weather AI. There are many open APIs, open source APIs, but we will also be creating some fake APIs, like where you can create your own dynamic data and fetch it to your application. We'll also be doing that. Okay, so we'll see how to connect front end, back end also, but using fake API only we can do it, because this is not a full stack web developer course, right? That will be the later part of the course. Okay, if you guys are interested, we can create a separate course for that. Okay, but this is the part, like this is what we'll be discussing in this course, right? So these are the things you'll be doing. And as I mentioned, for every module, everything will be hands-on. Every concept will be discussed with a hands-on exercise. And you will also be doing along with me, right? It is not like just I'm discussing it, you will be sitting in the session. No, you'll be doing it along with me. You'll be having a lot of assignments at the end of each module, and you'll be doing many projects at the end of each module. And after completing React, you'll be doing 3 or React application using everything, HTML, CSS, and React application alongside with your testing. This is not advanced course, Shubham. It goes up to advanced level. Like as I mentioned, we are discussing state management, server-side components, and also how you're going to use authentication, how you work with like basics of backend, right? So it will be, I could say, beginner to advanced. Okay, it's not only the basic course. You will be discussing much more than that. Okay, state management and all, it's actually advanced only. So it goes up to advanced level. It is beginner friendly. Okay, you don't need to worry, because we are starting from HTML only, right? So even though if you are very new to this, you will be able to go along with the course. Okay, but the thing is, you have to do along with me. Okay, you have to do all the exercises, everything. You will be able to crack it. Will you cover today all the modules? No, dear. Like this is just a demo to understand what we will be doing, right? So like what we'll be discussing, and just you guys to get know about me, right? How am I delivering the things, that is the purpose of this demo. Okay, so once we start the session, you'll be going through all the course. It is a 2-month course, right? So every day it is 1.5 hours, right? It goes up to 60 hours live session. Okay, live session is for 60 hours. In this 60 hours we will be covering all these modules. Placement assistance, Raj will help with you that, guys. Like you can ask me the technical side of the questions, I could answer it. So like you guys asked like what is the scope of React, what is the scope of learning, right? I'm just going to like Indeed, or let's say I'm just searching for React.js developer jobs. Okay, I'm just hitting it. You can see how many number of results and how many number of new jobs are there. And there are a lot of remote jobs which you can work with. Okay, so you can see in Indeed, you can see 6,000 React jobs. In LinkedIn, you can see every day there is new posting for React.js. Okay, I'll also help you with your resume building, and we'll be having interviews for every module. Okay, at the end of every module, you will be having a small kind of one-on-one assessment. Like I'll be giving mock interviews with you. Okay, you will be giving mock interviews with me. So you'll be like you will be asked with questions what they ask in interviews, along with live coding and stuff. These things also will happen. Okay, that is what placement assistance I can give from my side. Mock interviews, your like your resume building, how you can improve yourselves, how like what are the platforms you can actually register for. These things I'll help you. The other things I think you can ask Karthik with this, like with the placement assistance and other things, right? So you can see 11,000 results in India, right? If you change these jobs to remote, uh, even people post, right? Like they don't post it on the jobs, they post it on the feed, right? So you can see there are a lot of hiring which is happening for React. Okay, you can just go to LinkedIn and see what is the vacancy for React. And again, Indeed, right? It's asking for authentication. So there are a lot of remote options available as well. You can see at freelancer.com, or you can see in Glassdoor, you can see there are 6,000 plus job opportunities. Okay, this level may differ. Okay, like 0 to 2 years, 2 to 4. Okay, it may differ, but yes, if you see fresher jobs, React.js developer, fresher jobs, you can see 200. Okay, like this number may differ, right? Like you can search it as junior React.js developer or UI developer and all, right? So you can see a lot of vacancies which is coming up. See, So you can see based on your experience, I cannot assure you anything with the CTCs. Okay. So basically it will be around 5 to 6 lakhs per annum minimum. Okay. Minimum it will be that. It may go up to 10 or 15 based on which organization you are going to join from. So there are a lot of opportunities, actually remote opportunities as well as like the offline opportunities which is available. You can go through any job platform sites like LinkedIn or Indeed. Okay. So the opportunity is high, but the thing is, you should be skilled enough to get into that, right? The skill is very important. Opportunities are there. Okay. Any technology you take, there are a lot of opportunity, especially when it comes to front-end development. React.js is a widely used one, right? So people who are already working in Angular, they are trying to learn React. And again, you can upgrade yourself to Next.js, or you can upgrade yourself to a full stack engineer. So the upgradation, the learning curve is also good with React. Okay, so that is what I can assure you as an instructor. Okay, develop your skills, practice more, like understand the concepts properly. So once you do this, there are a lot of opportunities where you can get in. So cookies, local application and application storage, Mohammed, see, cookies is something which the website stores, right? So you can save cookies on your server side, okay? So that it can collect few of your information. It can remember you once you come for the next time, okay? Local storage is something which will be stored on your browser. Okay. Local storage, like if you go to your web browser settings, if you see storage, there will be local storage. It is used for token authentication purposes. Okay. And session storage or application storage is like one time. Okay. Like let's say you're logged into some application. Only once if you want to store some temporary data, we put it to the application storage. So that is what the difference is between cookies, local and application storage. Again, we'll be using it for token based authorization. Okay, so we'll also be discussing about storages as well. And like AI cannot take over any kind of job, okay, especially developer jobs. I think recently Bill Gates has actually like published a research where there are 5 different jobs which cannot take over. So one job is developer job. Okay, so it's a myth that AI can take over. Actually, AI will help you to do it faster. Okay, so AI cannot take over any human job, especially developer jobs, because when it comes to real-time application, you cannot simply like AI cannot do every stuff. Okay, so it's not actually possible, right? So you can see the job insights and everything on LinkedIn and other things. So that's it from my side, guys. And you can, I'll give you this link over here, course, what will be discussed. And everything is there on this website. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to Karthik. Okay. He'll be redirecting you guys to me. Like maybe we can communicate through that WhatsApp group if you have any questions further. So do you have any questions, guys? You want to ask, you can ask it. I give the access to the audio if you guys need it.
Yeah,
Just
Shruti
a
garu,
minute.
can I just take a minute and explain them about the registration process?
Sure, Karthik. And Karthik, if it will give the audio to the participants, if they want to ask something, they can
Yeah,
ask
I'll
it
just
through
give the
the
option
audio.
as well. Yeah, 1 second. I'll just explain the things
Yes,
and I'll
yes.
just give the option as well for them.
Sure. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, guys.
Just be in line. Just a second, guys. Please wait. Yeah, let me share my screen. Just a second. Yes. So I hope you can see my screen, right? Yes. So let me just take you through the registration part. I'll just take 2 minutes and I'll just give you the unmute access as well. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your questions also. So just be with me for another 2 minutes. Okay. So as we said this is our complete React.js homepage. Okay. So in this page, you are going to see the complete information about our training and what are the details will be covered here, each and everything. Each and everything will be covered here. Okay, just a second. Okay, and this is the page like where you can enroll as well. Okay, so in this page you can see this, the course fee is 15,000 rupees, right? Okay, but today whoever is enrolling today, so they are going to get some discount as well. As I said you, the course fee is 15,000 rupees, right? So in this 15,000 rupees, you are going to get 10% discount today. Discount is 10%, and you are going to pay only 13,500 rupees. If you want to enroll today, the course price is just 13,500 rupees, and this offer is available only today, please. This offer is available only today. And the batch will be starting in another 2 to 3 days. We'll update you the exact date and timings as well. The timings will be evening 8 to 9:30 p.m. IST. Okay, the timings will be evening 8 to 9:30 p.m. IST, and this is the course price, 13,500 rupees. And if you want to enroll, see, we accept all the payment modes. We accept like UPI, bank transfer, net banking, even the international transfers like a PayPal, everything we accept. So if you want to pay to UPI, so these are the details. These are the details for UPI. Okay, and so you can use these UPI details and you can go for the payment. Or if you have any doubts, if you want to connect with the trainer, or if you have any further doubts as well, you can connect us on these two numbers. Okay, so for any queries for the registrations, or like for you have any doubts, okay, so you have something to discuss with the trainer, okay, so anything, okay, so you can just contact us on these two numbers. One is 810-529-6858, and another one is 63616-38108. You can take a snapshot, or you can also find this number on the web page as well here, 810-529-6858. Okay, so if you want to go for the payment, I'm going to share the payment link as well. Okay, I'm going to share the payment link as well here. Okay, this is the payment link for React.js. I'll be sharing this link in the chat as well. 1 second. Yes, I have shared the link also in the chat. So this is the page where you can avail the discount. So today's discount is flat 10% off, and actual course price is 15,000 rupees. 15,000 rupees. If you pay today, it will be just 13,500 rupees. Okay, just fill your details. Click on pay. Just fill your details, click on pay. You can get all the offers here. Okay, you can get the UPI, card, EMI, banking, wallet. Okay, so all the options are available for you. You can use any of the payment mode and you can proceed further. Got it? You can use any of the payment mode and you can proceed further. Got it? Yes. So I'm just like giving the option to unmute as well. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me, or like you can ask the trainer as well. Okay, so we both are available now. I have just given the option to unmute. Okay, so you can unmute yourself and you can ask us the questions, like what are the questions you have regarding the registrations, regarding the technical part, regarding the job assistance part. Okay, so I missed to say about the job assistance, right? So see, we provide the job assistance as well. We provide the resume, interview questions, and so where the opportunities are available right now, how to apply for them, how to clear the interviews. Okay, on each and every step we will be there with you and we'll help you on that. Okay, and if you have some other experiences, like if you're already working on BPO side or some other experiences, if you have, how to convert this experience into relevant experience. Okay, suppose you have a career gap of 5 years or 6 years or 2 years, whatever the career gap you have, how to cover this career gap, how to get into IT, on each and every step we will help you. No need to worry about that. Got it? The complete, see, I have given the unmute option already for you. So if you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask us. We have a community of 8,500 plus people, so who got placed from RajCloud Technologies in last 4 years on different tools and technologies. So wherever there are opportunities, wherever there are referrals, okay, so they'll be sharing with us and we'll be sharing those referrals with you as well. Okay, so that you can get placed easily. No need to worry about that. So please let us know if you have any queries. The mic is open for you.
If you don't have any questions also, you can let us know, guys.
If you are clear with the complete information like what we have provided till now, you can just text with the word clear as well in the chat, so that like we believe like whatever the information that we have given that conveyed to you, you can just like post a word clear, so that like we can understand. If you are unable to unmute yourself also, you can just like text us here in the chat. The chat is also open. Done. I hope like everyone is clear with the complete information like what we have provided till now. Okay. So as I said you, if you have any questions, you can contact us on the numbers like which I have shared with you already. That is like 8105296858 and 63616381108. These two are our calling and WhatsApp numbers as well. You can just connect with us on these numbers. If you haven't dropped your name and WhatsApp number yet, just drop your name and WhatsApp number. Okay, so we'll wind up the session. Thank you all for joining the session today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shruti Garu. Yeah, so I'm just like closing the session. Thank you all for joining the session today. And you'll get today's session recording and complete recording video you'll be getting. You can just drop your name and WhatsApp number. Okay, you'll get the recorded video. Thank you, everyone.